Hello, and welcome back, everyone. Today we're doing another Axis and Allies team game match where each side has a team of 5 players and we compete individually and have a team match where everyone plays one power. So, today I am playing CommanderCom, who I am completely unfamiliar with. It looks like he mostly plays custom games. It looks like he was gold 11 seasons ago, but that doesn't really tell you much. So I am completely in the dark about this guy and his skill level. How long has he been playing? Yeah, he really only played season 11 and got gold with first season with only a few games played, so that's pretty impressive, but not very informative. I want to, as usual, thank all the new subscribers, and if you haven't subscribed, I would sure appreciate it if you did so. The commenters, as usual, you guys, I read my comments multiple times a day. I love that engagement. And if you guys are interested in seeing my videos early, you can become a YouTube member and you'll get to see everything a few days to a few weeks early, depending on the backlog, which right now I don't have many backlogged games because I don't have anyone to play. But anyway, let's look at his purchase. His bought 2 tanks for infantry, standard, hit West Russia, average result, hit Ukraine, and got really strong result there. He only lost 2 infantry and wiped everything but a plane. So that usually retreating from Ukraine is bad, but when you get such a strong start that you only lose 2 infantry, I can't even safely stack Ukraine and try to do a tank rush here because his start was so strong. So I'm in a bit of a pickle. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just do the standard buy with a bomber, and I'm going to try to leverage this extra plane to zone out the United Kingdom from dropping a fleet. And I'm going to do the risky 10-7 fleet split because I think my position is bad enough to where I need to take some risks. That's a huge amount of value that he has there that I can't trade, can't do anything against. It's just his. So I'm going to try to delay the UK's ability to do anything in the fleet. I don't like doing this because it increases the odds of failing C-Zone 7. It's something like 2 or 3% to, 10 to 10 or 12%. I don't remember the exact odds, but it basically like 4 or 5x's the odds of failure in C-Zone 7, which is oftentimes game losing. But I think with this much of a starting deficit, I need to take some risks to, hopefully get back into a reasonable position. Okay. No, that's not what we need. Whew. My heart was beating there. Beating pretty fast. Alright, got Transjordan. And now these fights. You always want to do C-Zone 10 first, because if you can kill the destroyer, you sometimes want to sacrifice your cruiser over the sub, since there's no destroyer that can kill them. Very nice. And now the big one, C-Zone 7. Oh, when that sub hits. I'm actually going... I'm still going to sack the submarines because the destroyer's still there, so I don't think it's That's terrible. Oof. That was terrible. What were the odds of that result? Yeah, I got a bottom 12% there. At least we got C-Zone 10, which helps make up for some of that pain. That was not good, though. I'm actually going to just full pull back and just line everything with like 1 infantry. I don't want to encourage him to trade with me here. I don't know, that really sucks losing the C-Zone 7 guys. Okay, we got 3 there. I'm going to do my standard anti-aircraft dies after infantry as Germany, and the reason I do that is because if he thinks he can strafe it and get 3 hits and not capture, well, now it only takes now it only takes 3 hits instead of being a perfect strafe. Will now be a capture, and then I could just pounce on everything he has left. That's the idea, at least. How many units do I have here? 4. I think this is okay. Do I want 5 units here? No, I think 4 is enough. I do need to capture Karelia next turn. I'm not entirely sure, actually. Maybe I'll put an extra guy here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, that's 6. Okay, I think 5 units is enough with my tanks and planes. Not super happy about the start. Not super happy about it, that's for sure. I suppose it could be worse. I could have failed C-Zone 10 too. If I failed C-Zone 10 or even got a 50-50, I would be in real trouble here, but since it worked, the position is salvageable, but we're still pretty far behind here. Darn, if I killed this and I had 2 subs here, I'd be feeling much more confident. Alright, that's it for now. See you guys next time for Japan 1. Welcome back. It's Japan 1. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. Bought 3 infantry and a fighter, which is a little interesting. That tells me he's probably positioning for a fleet drop either here, which wouldn't make too much sense because he doesn't have enough to defend it with a transport, or possibly more likely over in India. So I'm going to do a little bit of a tepid build here. Oh, that is not the right build. I'm going to buy 2 transports and a fighter. It's kind of my, I don't know if you're doing a Kill Japan First or not build, but I'm watching. So, yeah, let's take a look at that, and I'll just kind of lay some of these moves out here, and we'll see what we want, what sticks at the end. think I'm actually just going to do a tank, because it gives me a little bit more attack power here. Do I want to send an extra fighter in here? I don't think that I do. Maybe instead I'll take this fighter, send it here. Maybe I'll put this destroyer here to be a little bit stronger. This should be pretty safe. I can... Well, I know I'm going to move the aircraft carrier in, so I might as well do that. Yeah, this... Since I don't think he can defend Transjordan unless he uses the US and a Russian fighter here. So we might have some strong India 3 pressure here, depending on how things go down. I think this is reasonable. A little strange that you put the sub here. Usually you want the sub in 37 so it can also reach C-Zone 61, so I think that's a mistake. So I'll hopefully take advantage of that. All right. Got the aircraft carrier. Man, did I look at his combat? Bombed Karelia. That's a little weird. Hit the transport for free. Failed Borneo. Took New Guinea, no losses. Transjordan. Lost 1. And no loss of 61. Nothing too out of the ordinary here. Well, I guess if everybody misses, it's okay. The second round he got me. That was unfortunate. He has 4 infantry up there. Well, I guess if there's ever a time for him to do a kill Japan first, makes sense with such a weak German start. I'd probably struggle pretty hard against a kill Japan first. Oh, 2 hits. Ooh, we're already not doing so good. We already got 3 hitbacks. That's usually on the low side of average for Japan. Oh, 4 hitbacks. Ooh, now we're getting into the bad territory. That out. Alright, well... not the best turn, but I suppose it could be worse as well. This should be safe. This should be dead zoned. I mean, I guess he could send his destroyer after it with no regard for its life if he wanted. I am setting my defense profile to carrier protection. Let me exit and re-enter, just to make sure that's stuck. Because what I don't want to happen is to him just send 2 US fighters here, or even 1, kill the aircraft carrier, they land, and then the bomber takes out the transports for free. So if he wants to go that kind of suicidal route, it will cost him. Can he hit here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He certainly can hit 62. All right, well. Got that going. Not liking our position with how Germany is, but I am happy he took this aggressive stance against Japan because I feel it just doesn't accomplish that much. Sure, it slows Japan down a little bit, but it really, throwing away 2 transports, a cruise, 2 cruisers, that could all be going over to harass Germany instead. And this is going to give Germany a lot of breathing room to come back from this terrible Russian start. So we'll have to see how things go. Anyway, that's it for now. Catch you guys next time for Germany 2. Welcome back. It's Germany 2. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. So, looks like he decided to go a kill Germany first route. I think that's the smart play. Kill Japan first would certainly give us a lot more room to recover, but don't always get what you want. Let's see. He killed our sub, but we got a hit back, so that's a cherry on top moment. Bought 8 infantry is Russia. Hit Bellow. We skunked him, which is nice. Strafe Karelia. Looks like he was 1 hit away from a capture, so a little unfortunate there, but that's how it goes. And he took Ukraine cleanly. So he's playing pretty timid. What did he strafe Karelia with? 5 units? Okay, that's a reasonable strafe. Okay, so for this turn, I'm just going to buy an extra fighter because I want to try to keep zoning out their depleted navy. I'm really happy that he left this here without any reinforcements. So this is a big opportunity for us to potentially have some real India 3 pressure. Well, maybe not since he's sending 2 fighters out, but still, we're going to have a lot of extra income in Africa that we probably don't deserve. So I'm only going to hit this with 2. Actually, I'm going to send 3 units here because these planes are going to have to land here or here. And what I don't want to happen is for UK to air raid this and then have 6 tanks kill off a bunch of my fighters for cheap. Okay, I think this is okay. And I'm keeping these guys hot and frosty. Actually, maybe I should only hit with 1. No, I'm okay with hitting with more. He doesn't really have anything in range as UK to hit here. But he could potentially hit as USA and then land a defensive fleet here if he wants to go for France or some other nonsense. So I'll just send 1 fighter here. Worse odds, but sometimes dead zoning navy drops is more effective as a tactic. All right. Let's let her rip. Good. Excellent. All right, that's pretty good. Yeah, really surprised he left that naked there. I think that was a mistake in that he should have added US or Russian fighters there to defend that. Alright, got a good result there. Let's move everything up to Karelia. I'm just going to move all my forces up. keep these guys here so they can hit pressure West Russia and hopefully zone out some of his fleet. I don't know if I need 2 infantry here. One's probably enough, and I'll just add an AA gun here, and I think I'll change my profile to have anti-aircraft die first. Be a very expensive suicide attack to go into there. All right. Now, one thing to consider here is how many units do I need to defend Karelia? And I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to have... I feel like I had more. Okay, I'm going to have 11 infantry here and 9 tanks. Actually, that's kind of the bare minimum I need to hold. To hold that with convincing IPC negative odds. Wow, we're weak. It's Germany. Karelia is in danger. Okay, maybe I don't want quite so many. Quite so many here. If he wants to tank rush this, so be it. But I still need to keep moving units into Karelia because, ironically, I actually am in danger of him just taking Karelia out. I think that's good. I believe these guys are safe for another turn, which is a huge advantage. I think he made a big error in letting me hit Transjordan here for cheap and allowing me to continue, you know, having no threat on this battleship. Normally, US would land a fighter here, have their bomber in range, and this fighter would be here, and my guy would be dead next turn, but I'll take it. I'll put the artillery up there to give a little bit more teeth. 2 more guys there to keep loading into Africa. And this really distracts the US because you have to clean this up. It's free income for Germany. But having to send units here means units that aren't pressuring Karelia, which is a win in my book. All right. Well, we actually have a decent attack power. I think he's giving us a big window back into the game due to just letting us have Africa here. I think that's a big mistake. We'll see if we can capitalize on it and come back from our less than stellar beginnings. All right, that's it for now. See you next time for Japan 2. Welcome back. It's Japan 2. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. Bought 2 destroyers, an aircraft carrier, 2 artilleries, and a tank. So he's really loading up India to counter a Burma stack. And normally, I would absolutely go for an India 3 timing right here. When I wipe out Transjordan, he doesn't have additional fighters coming into India, but he has 5 tanks here, which kind of makes us dead in the water on that front. So for combat, he just hit Burma, and that's about all she wrote. So for this turn, I'm going to do something a little unusual because it's an unusual start. So I'm going to buy a complex, transport, and 3 infantry. And this means I'm going to have to move my AA gun here out of Japan, which is obviously not ideal, but it's not an ideal game. So first, let's start out with this attack here. It's like slightly IPC positive. Let me put it in the calculator real quick. Yeah, it's 1.3 IPC positive, but what it really does is it kills these 2 US infantry, which are super valuable. They're basically Russia's ability to just ignore Japan for a turn or two and trade some territory. So I value those a lot, and I'm absolutely going to go for it. All right, next, let's hit here, and I'm going to hit this with that. Let's see, I'm also going to be taking this guy here. It's my destroyer. Here's my destroyer. On second thought, I think I'm going to add the cruiser here. And the reason for that is he's got a lot of Air Force. And I would like to defend this with sufficient force. Give him the respect he deserves. Do I need the battleship here? Because I have to be wary of this bomber here. Because I have one transport left. I'm going to load up here. I guess there's no reason to use this particular transport. I should probably use this one instead. And now the question is, how do I defend? I could put it in C-Zone 62 where it will definitely be safe. I think that might be the better play. Just plop it down in 62 and call her a day. Right, he goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, he could go 6. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, he hypothetically could go that route, couldn't he? And then I'd be in a little bit of trouble. So maybe I will exclude the battleship from this fight. I'll land it in 62 and I'll just move the destroyer. Is that really where I want the destroyer? It's a little tough. I could also just leave out the aircraft carrier and just not hit this with, not hit that with air. That might be the better choice. Yeah, I think that's the better choice. It makes this... Oh, no. I need the air, though. I definitely need the air here, because there's 2 units. Let's see. Here I'll have a cruiser, aircraft carrier, and a destroyer. How does that look on his end if he tries to hit that? 1 fighter. It's not a fantastic fight for me. I think I just have to risk this. I think this is my best option. I think this is my best option here. Yeah, puts it at a 10 IPC positive battle here. Yeah, I think I just had to risk it with New Guinea. I'm not going to get anything better. And, you know, keep things safe at least. Armor 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no, he can't hit there. Hold on a minute. He can't hit this target because USA goes before Russia. What am I? I'm a little drunk here. I'm a little drunk. Okay, it's perfectly safe. Turn order got confused. Wait, no it didn't. It's not. I am drunk. It's not the US's bomber. It's... hold on. Maybe, what if I sent... a cruiser here. The battleship here. This should be safe, right? Yeah, it should be. Yeah, this might be the best solution. At least that I'm coming up with. Sorry for the slow turn, guys. Just really thinking this through. Prefer the cruiser there and the battleship here. This should be safe, right? Yeah, it's very safe with the cruiser and 2 fighters. Okay, let's go with this. Bit of a weird turn. Alright, New Guinea. This is the diciest one. Well, we cleared him out. No hits. All that worry for nothing. Now this is the highest variance battle. If he gets 2 hits, or if we get less than 3 hits in the first round, we're in Pain Town. Well, we got the hits. Fingers crossed. No hits. That's superb. That's a top 26% result for us. I will take that any day of the week. I'm going to pop an artillery down there just to... Oops. Just to threaten going after Africa. And it is a real threat. What do I want to do with this sub? I do want to keep it stacked on my C-zone units. So I'll just keep it here to... Don't really have much of a place for it anyway. Okay, and I'm landing this transport here in Buryatia instead of in, say, Yunnan. And the reason for that is I don't want him coming back to Yakut and then saying, no, you don't have enough units to deal with my stack. And in fact, I'm only going to move 2 units there. I'm a little afraid of him hitting this. And if he does, I don't want it to hurt too much. So our Japan start is looking a little bit thin, but I think our position is good enough. Maybe I should have taken these guys off Japan instead of the Philippines. No, but I wanted the extra artillery here. I think it was an okay enough choice. Okay, at least these islands shouldn't be too difficult to capture. looks good there. Let me check my defense profile. I don't want carrier protection anymore. I want to have maximum odds of winning any naval battles. All right, look at the scoreboard. We actually, it's not much of a lead after the double turn. Actually, no, we're still behind. Japan's pretty hollow here with our units, but this was a pretty big win. I mean, we had a perfect turn, so that helps a lot. It's just Germany's rolls matter more than Japan's, so this helps us recover from our bad round one, but I still don't think, well, I don't know. In attack power, I don't think we're ahead in terms of where we should be at this point of the game, but the fact that Africa's wide open here, giving Germany all this extra income, I'm feeling much better about this game than last turn. So, all right, that's it for now. Catch you guys next time for Germany 3. Welcome back. It's Germany 3. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. He bought another 2 transports, 5 land units, and a fighter. So he's got a lot of transports now, a lot of air too. Very little over here for defending India. The power of those 6 tanks. He bombed Germany and took France. So party is over here with building air since, you know, he's got more than enough to defend. The good news is the UK still doesn't have any transports, so that buys us a little bit of wiggle room. For Russia, he bought 8 units. Wow, Russia's got money. Hit Archangel, no losses. Hit Ukraine. And looks like we defeated him, which is nice. He lost 1 in Kazakh and none in Bello. Okay. So, for this turn, I'm just going to full buy land units. I'm no longer going to be entertaining air builds because he's got enough navy to where it's silly to think I can defeat him. And I actually have a little bit of an unusual spot here. I'm going to see if I can strafe. It's a 30% capture, and if I capture, I can defend with Japan. Obviously, I don't want to do that, but I can. And normally, let me see. How many units? There are 3. That should be fine. Normally in this sort of situation, what I would do is I'd either load up more in Africa, or I'd move my battleship down to take out, you know, French Madagascar, get some permanent income. But since he decided to land his bomber in Caucasus, that's a little bit too juicy of a target for me to say no to. I mean, if your opponent offers you cake, it'd be rude to decline, and this is a 20 IPC positive battle, so of course I'm going to take that. Even more so when you include the Persia blitz and such. So that's a pretty juicy target, and I'm going to take it. Alright, unfortunately I don't have enough units here to defend France, and do these attacks, so we're just going to let that go. Oh yes, and I'm going to move down here in Africa. Try to force him to choose between hitting Japan here, and maybe sacrificing planes to clear Anglo-Egypt with all of his fighters. We'll see. But I think this is a pretty big win, hitting the bomber in Caucasus. It's a 97% clear, so hopefully we don't get diced. Battleship. Okay, the other guys didn't let me down. Alright, nice. Took out a US bomber on the cheap, and we got Caucasus income, which is not too shabby. Alright, a little expensive in Belorussia, but we got it. And let's see how this strafe goes. We were a little too lucky, huh? Ooh, we got 2 hits. Well, that throws a little bit of a monkey wrench in our plans. Alright. Alright, I accounted for this possibility. I'm not happy about it, but I accounted for it. I'm not going to even put the AA gun here, because he has bombards. There. Send these guys back. Really annoying that that captured. Really annoying that that captured. Luckily, UK doesn't have transport, so they're going to have a lot of difficulty stacking Karelia if that's the route they want to go down. He shouldn't have odds to hit this. A little messy here. Very important that I defend Archangel, or the Russians will have devastatingly strong odds. Okay, I think that's good. No, maybe I'll keep the artillery in Italy, just in case I decide, in case this guy lives. I think there's actually a pretty good chance this lives, now that I think about it. There really aren't any planes that can take it with good odds, other than maybe the Russians, and I doubt they're going to risk 2 planes for it. Well, not a terrible turn. I mean, I got I got a little, actually, it wasn't a good turn. He got far more hitbacks than he should have. But the fact that this was a capture really stinks. It's gonna give him a little window of opportunity, but I think I'm actually taking a pretty healthy attack power lead. Look at all this Africa income. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 income in Africa. There's no way he should be allowing me this type of income. Absolutely not. Actually, I probably should have put the bomber here to maybe threaten Transjordan or something. Nah, it doesn't matter too much, but he's given me way too much income. I got 50 IPCs. I'm definitely starting to recover from that bad start, and he's going to have to come up with something. So, all right, that's it for now. See you next time for Japan 3. Welcome back. It's Japan 3. Let's take a look what CommanderCom did. He bought 2 transports, 5 infantry, so it's nice we are able to delay this fleet drop as late as turn 3 for the UK. It looks like he only attacked Anglo-Egypt. He hit it with 5 units. We got 3 hitbacks, which is pretty sweet. Usually only expected about 2 hitbacks there, so I will take that as a big win. And Japan's sitting in an interesting position here. Russia is still pretty strong with their 6 tanks. You see they got 46 attack power. So this turn I'm just going to buy 8 infantry, a transport, and a fighter, and I'm going to just focus on gobbling up these islands. Getting this early income is quite helpful. I'm going to take Alaska. He has no way to take it back as the US, and a 50% chance to take it back as UK. But even if he does, that means the US won't get the income. Alright, I'll take these guys. Whoop. Here, let's see if we can take out the units here. And I need to remember to land these fighters here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, we're gobbling up a lot of this income here for Russia, so hopefully, despite their 6 tanks, they'll be a little bit more timid and less aggressive. I'm a little tempted to send these guys out towards Africa since he doesn't have that many units there, but I tend to not like to go after Africa too aggressively early on, but maybe that's the right choice here. Maybe instead I'll move my navy here. I usually don't like that because if they get 2 hitbacks, you can't go anywhere, but in this position, I can just go after French Madagascar, and that'll put a lot more pressure on them. Alright, I like this. Gonna secure a lot of income. Japan's spread a bit thin, but you know, as long as you're rich, you can make up for weakness later, and we're gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 territories, hopefully this turn. Alright, let's rock. Nice. Hopefully he doesn't get a hit back, so I can take Australia and Madagascar. And we did get fortunate, so that's good. Alright. No hitbacks. Perfect round. Can't complain about perfection. I guess I only killed 3 units, so it wasn't that likely, but still. I do have to worry a little bit about this sub here. I'm going to land this bomber here to have the ability to retake Alaska next turn with the bomber. It can just hit. Now, how do I want to defend this transport? I could go here and here, but that will give him a pretty respectable shot at C-Zone 38 with his sub. I don't know if he'd go for that. Or I could just put that... maybe it's better to just leave this destroyer here. It's going to block his sub so it can't hit. And it's a, coin flip as to whether I kill it or not. Actually, both of us die 2 out of 3 times. If he kills the destroyer, so be it. I'll buy another one. But I think it's much more important to protect carrier, cruiser, and the transport down here with this additional submarine than, maybe having a destroyer, maybe not. Okay. It's always nice when you can get these fast island captures. It may seem like it's only 4 IPCs, but it makes a big difference. That's like getting an extra artillery every turn and denying one for your opponent. It's nice that there's no bomber to pressure here, so I can expand this greedily. Okay. And we have perfect 9 units here in or 6 units in Japan for 3 transports. These guys can spread out, and I'm pretty happy with how this game is going despite the bad start. I think we've done a pretty good job of utilizing the opportunities we've been given. Japan's a little weak here on this front. We don't really have a lot of reinforcing units, but at the same time, Russia's mostly concentrated here, so they probably can't push back against us too hard to exploit this temporary gap. Anyway, let's look at the board state. We got 47 income turn 3, or sorry, 46. Not too bad. I think we're getting a pretty healthy income lead and attack power lead. I think CommanderCom has lost his strong start, and I think we're now firmly in control of this game. But he has some big decisions to make on whether he wants to do a risky Karelia stat. I don't think he can do that. We'll just take Moscow. So anyway, liking our position, and I'll see you guys next time for Germany 4. Welcome back. It is Germany 4. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. He bought 14 land units. That's a pretty heavy land unit buy. It's because of our Alaska drop. He had to buy for Western U.S. instead of loading up on more transport. So we already does have 2, 4, 6, 7. So he's pretty close to saturation. But if he doesn't hit Alaska with the UK, we have like a 60+ % chance to take Western US, which is a little tempting. Anyway, let's see. For combat, took Morocco for free, Norway for free, Northwestern for free, Finland for free, killed our 2 infantry in France, and he got the 1 in 3 victory in C-Zone 60, which is actually going to cause us a lot of issues. I may have to double purchase. Actually, I have better than 60% chance. I have 2 battleships. Anyway, I'm probably going to have to double destroyer buy or aircraft carrier buy. I'm going to have to do something I don't want to. End of story. So for this turn, I'm just going to buy... I don't know, maybe I'll buy some more artillery, but gonna buy a fighter because I'm limited by production slots and want to spend my money. Okay. So let's get on with the details. Probably don't need that many fighters. How many am I sending here? 3? That's probably too many. Send an extra one to France because it's a pivotal territory. Oh yes, I'd also like to take there. How many tanks should I send here? I want to send enough tanks to keep this protected. So how many tanks would I need to protect that territory against the Russians? Oh god, I sometimes forget he has 6 tanks. How many he has? I'll just assume he'll get 1 hit back there. I need 8 tanks. That's a little heavy. Maybe I'll just add some Japanese fighters there. That might make it a little cheaper. Because I do want to one-round this, if possible. Okay, let's go with this. He can't take this out with the US, right? Or the UK. Should be safe. Man, it really stinks not being able to stack France early. Really stinks. Makes the game so much harder for us. Just them getting 6 IPCs from it every turn, me having to bleed 3 or so units to take it back. Just something you definitely want to avoid, but unfortunately our German start was just so awful that I didn't really have much of a choice. Upside is we did a pretty good job of taking income in Africa. Oof, 2 hits. Did I look at how his attacks went as Russia? No losses Karelia, 2 lost in Caucasus, none in Ukraine, lost 1 in Bello. Guess it's not too out of the ordinary. He did do a lot of attacks. Let's take these guys and park them here. And the reason I'm parking them here is I don't want him to blitz here and take this out with, you know, and seal me in here into the C zone. What I ideally want is to, well, actually, I don't have to really care about that. No, it'd still be good to escape. I was like, I'm going to take Madagascar next turn anyway, but it'll still be nice to let the battleship live, you know, maybe stack up with the Japanese somewhere to cause issues. It's not good to sacrifice the units unnecessarily. Guess I'll put a little shield icon there. Remind me to put a Japanese unit there. I could add more here, but I don't think I want to. Do I want to send all of those units that way? I might want to just keep some units back, because I'm pretty well defended here for now. This is just probably going to be for trading there. Maybe I should just leave some units back to try to stack France, because I really do need to stack France. I can't keep letting him take it and bleed a bunch of units every turn. But it's been hard since this transport's been taking 2 here from every turn. Yeah, I don't know. It's also really hard since he has 5 planes just hovering around me. I might have to accept that stacking France just isn't probable. I think it is still good to send some units out this way. And fortunately, it's not optimal having to keep trading this. Germany, despite their high income, is not that high on attack power because we've been bleeding a bunch of units trading with Russia. Russia's given away a lot of their attack power lead with their aggressive trading, though. So that's something. Yeah, we're kind of income rich but unit poor here. And the US has so many planes. It's quite frustrating to deal with. Well, let's see. If he doesn't, well, he might take that out with the US. 2 fighters. It doesn't seem terribly likely. This is probably safe for another turn, the battleship, which is nice. Yeah, I'll put an AA gun there. Be annoying. Not that I think he's likely to go into the med, because I have a lot of planes. I'll shoot that down, no problem. Huh, am I safe in Berlin? I should be safe in Berlin. Yeah, he only has, yeah, he has a lot of planes, but not many units. And these guys could reinforce if I see him do a 2-1. I'm not going to even math that out. The odds of it are too low. All right. All right, 45. Not bad income-wise. And our attack power lead has shrank a little bit, but I think we're still in an okay spot. My biggest concern is that I'm not able to stack France. And it only gets harder to stack France the later the game goes on. Of course, he did pay a price for that, giving us Africa pretty free for a couple turns. But it's still +6 IPCs for them, -9 or so for me every turn, having to trade it back. It really is a war of attrition here against Germany. But hopefully the Japanese economic engine will kick in and save us before we get overwhelmed. Anyway, that's it for now. Catch you next time for Japan 4. Welcome back. It's Japan 4. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. He bought only 5 land units and a fighter. How many transports does he have? I guess he only has 2 there, so I guess that makes sense. For this turn, he hit France, killed 2, lost 2, hit Northwestern, killed 2, lost 1. How many units did he hit it with? He only hit it with 3 and a cruiser and 3 and a fighter, so he hit it pretty light, but he still got unlucky, so I'll take that in any case. For this turn, I'm just going to buy a 9 infantry and a transport. sorry, and a destroyer and a bomber to deal with this nonsense there. Okay, so first let's cruise on down. Let's try to finish taking the islands. We can start encroaching over here in Africa. I could even send an extra fighter here. Is that worthwhile? I don't think it is worthwhile. I have pretty overwhelming odds, and I'd like to scoot those fighters over somewhere more useful. I don't think I want to attack Western Canada because he can easily overwhelm it with his units. I'd rather force him to dedicate a bunch of units into Alaska, and 2 infantry here does that a lot more efficaciously than 1. So I'm just going to leave those there for now. And I don't really have any targets here. I can potentially hit there, but that's a bad fight. I can hit here, but I'd have to land my fighters in Transjordan, which I'm a little reluctant to do. Well, let me see. What are the odds for each of these 2 fights? Because that would be... yeah, it's a little bit more IPC positive to hit Persia here. But I think I'm kind of forced to hit Caucasus. It's a slightly IPC positive fight. I clocked it in at yeah, 2.3 IPC positive. It is IPC positive. Might as well go for it. And I have to land some fighters here, or he'll have decent odds on it. What were his odds on it if I don't attack it? Because I might want to skip it if possible. Well, yeah, it's 10.3 IPC positive if he hits this, which is a pretty big win. I don't think I can let him have that. Otherwise, it might be better just to hit Persia here. All right. Let's go with this. And I took the infantry off Solomon Islands because I'm probably never going to pick this guy up, and it at least defends a Hawaii retake. So, we'll see. Be gentle, AA. It was not gentle. Oh, that was just terrible. That was terrible. Huh. It is... I don't know. He has AA second to last. That's definitely a mistake, but my rolls were just so bad that it didn't help me at all. Darn, if I didn't get garbage rolls, that could have been a real advantage. I think it's best to cut our losses and run. We had a bad fight. We traded 16 for 3, but no reason to be pig-headed and continue to make the fight even worse. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to group up here because of the... Maybe I'll just leave one fighter here. The other one I can move there. I don't want to move all my units up just yet because I may want to trade this next turn. This is an okay spot. I can trade Burma, I can trade these territories. Darn, that was a bad round. I was excited about his bad round, but oh, mine was a little worse here. Guess I can get rid of these. So we are pretty light in units pressuring Russia, but yeah. At least we have a lot of income, and now we're starting to really pour 9 units in a turn, and hopefully we can get some real momentum going here while Germany bleeds out a bajillion units a turn. Alright, these should be safe against the subs. All right. Let's look at the scoreboard. We're still maintaining a pretty healthy lead. Our income's still pretty gross. They've let, in my opinion, Germany have this income here for way too long. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that's 5. It was 6 income a turn. It's probably going to be more than that next turn. I mean, that's like 2 extra infantry for me, 2 less for thee every turn. What's UK's income at? Yeah, they're only at 23. They're poor. Even though he's trading pretty well, he's quite poor. All right, well, that's it for now. Catch you guys next time for Germany 5. Welcome back. It's Germany 5. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. Bought 2 fighters, a tank, 2 transports, infantry, artillery. Bought a real menagerie of units. I'm glad to see that this Alaska drop has caused him a lot of distraction. How many transports does he have? 9 now. Okay, that's a little impressive. So he took Algeria for free, took out France for free, lost 1 Northwestern. Not too abnormal there. Bought 6 as Russia. Hit West Russia, lost 1. Lost no in Vologda, lost none in Arch, none in Kaz, none in Novo. So that was a pretty nice turn for Russia, because these are all kind of high volatility fights that he took, and he killed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units and only lost 1. So pretty good turn for him. For me, I'm just going to keep stacking infantry. Now, he offered me an 85% to clear this right here if I bring in the battleship, but I don't think I'm interested in that battle. It is like an 11 IPC game, but the fact that there's 2 anti-aircraft guns there just has me a little uneasy, so I think I'm probably going to skip that one. I think I would like to hit these guys, and he offered me an easy stack in West Russia, so of course I'm going to take that. And this took me a little bit of pondering here. What I want to do with my units. Actually, I think I'm just going to send one here instead of two. What I want to do with my units, because I have the opportunity to take out... I could escape with this battleship if I want to, but I think I'm going to sacrifice it here just to take out... just to take this bloke out. I don't know, do I want to send a fighter there? Probably not. I think I want to do it this way. And my reason for that is it's going to take him a long time to send units. I mean, I guess he could send the UK down, but he probably doesn't want to do that. To come down and try to recapture. I hope that guy succeeds. It stinks when they don't, but this is going to be a little tight. I'm probably going to need Japanese fighters to defend that. So I'm going to sacrifice the battleship to slow down his recapture of Africa. We got the Japanese down here. Taking territories. It should be... let's reverse that order. He's probably going to send US units down here. Do it this way. Man, this battleship lived a long time. What turn is it? Turn 5 and it's still alive. It's wild to me. Don't hit back, don't hit back, don't hit back. Nice. Okay, it's really important that he doesn't hit back here or I'll have to paste a bunch of Japanese fighters here. Okay, that's good. Still probably need to put Japanese fighters there. Let's check out this fight. Nice. Oof! I was gonna say it's been a really good turn. Oh, that was important. Ooh. That was less than desirable. Huh. It's still a pretty bad fight for him, but... yeah, it's a lot more awkward now for us. I still think I need to keep one unit here. I'm going to move these guys back to try to say, hey, if you want this territory, you're going to have to fight for it. Or I have a chance to take it back, at the very least. Do I want 3 fighters here? Because one, if he goes for here with the battleship, I want to say, hey, you better send a lot of units. But at the same time, I'm a little vulnerable here in Karelia. I think I have to send an extra unit here. I didn't expect to get him to get 3 out of 3 hitbacks. Okay, let's set our profile to anti-aircraft, dies after infantry in case he tries some weird suicidal 2-1 attack. Maybe I'll put the AA gun here. Okay, I don't know. Would he do a 4 fighters rating to get... Let me plug that into the calculator. Surely that can't be a good attack, right? 4 fighters against 3 infantry and a bomber. It's actually IPC even. Okay, I'll add an AA gun there. Oh, he can't even reach 4 fighters. No, he can't. He can only reach 2. Okay, so I don't need to worry about that. Might be good to send an extra fighter there. We'll see. Ah, that really sucked. Getting 3 out of 3 in West Russia. At least we're rich. I think he's making a huge mistake letting us just take Africa this cheaply. I mean, UK's down to 21 a turn. Like, my income, like, I don't know. My income's just huge. Yeah, what's the war report? We're up like 43. It's pretty big. Usually this is the time where the Allies start pulling ahead because of their income lead, but I mean, we're rich. So anyway, that's it for now. I'll catch you guys next time for Japan 5. Welcome back. It's Japan 5. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. 5 infantry, tank, and artillery. Does he have enough transports for that? Wow, he's poor. Yeah, only at 29 or 27. Yeah, that Africa income's really giving him some issues. So for combat, took Baltic for free, took Transjordan for free, and 1 Northwestern, killed 1, lost 1, lost none in Burma, so pretty standard turn. So now I'm just going to buy 9 infantry, 2 planes. That's my Japanese ideal. And yeah, let's get into it. Looks like he's stacking Kazakh. I can't stop that. I need at least 1 plane to land in France. Ideally, I would like to have a bomber here too to zone out that navy. So I think I'm going to hold back with that guy. Now, I have this important decision to make here. With this guy, I can take South Africa here in 28. And the advantage of 28 is if I decide I want to skedaddle, I can just move here, then here, and pick up next turn. The upside of going to 27 is I put a lot of pressure on his navy, and I think that's what I'm going to go for, because Germany has a lot of planes, so I'm trying to force him to defend his navy all sorts of places, keep him out of Africa, and I think this inferior position in terms of refilling the transport is worthwhile. Or maybe I don't even need to defend the transport. Maybe I can just put the transport here. Then I'll put the fleet there so the transport can run back home. And I guess I don't pressure Brazil in that instance, but yeah, that might be a decent play. But that sub's gonna cause me issues, isn't it? No, maybe I'll do this. Give him some more pressure in Brazil. Is it right to not include this bomber in these attacks in order to land it in France? I think it is. He's already got his navy very spread out, and pressuring C-Zone 10 will help either relieve pressure on France because he has to put his returning transports here. Actually, he can't. These transports can't reach C-Zone 1, so yeah, I think that's what I'll do. And I do need one fighter here to keep France safe. Okay, I think that's as good a turn as any. That was lucky. Vologda. That was unlucky. Okay, so yeah. Well, next I need to see these guys have to land here. His tanks can't reach. So, I don't know. What does the calculator say? 2 fighters versus an artillery. Says it's not a great fight, so I will pull back. Well, we got the lucky Novo and the unlucky Vologda. Unfortunate, but that happens sometimes. Vologda? I don't know. Russian names. I'm just gonna land everything here. I'm not gonna split my navy up to pressure Alaska right now because, well, my navy is just a little thin, and I'm gonna plant that guy there. Let's keep this fighter here. Be maximum levels of annoying. Oh, this guy can reach? Heck yes, I'm sending him. Oh, I didn't even see that one too. I didn't even see that connection. That's weird. All the way from New Zealand to the Cape of South Africa. Okay. And I should be safe here. Let me double check the odds on West Russia, just to make sure that I actually am safe. Pretty darn safe, yeah. It's at 40% for him to survive, but maybe I'll add one fighter there just to have an abundance of caution. And I'm just going to leave mini stacks here. If he wants to trade them out, I think that's fine. I have a serious lack of units at the front line, which is why Russia's getting this income, but you know, I've gotten the islands much earlier than normal. We're devouring Africa. I mean, United Kingdom's down to 24. And we got big chunks of units coming every turn. If he wants to trade, I think that's heavily in our favor with this kind of income that we have right now. All right. I really love having this fleet here. I can just put a complex there next turn, possibly. Yeah, and then Africa's mine forever. Yeah, if I get a complex here and I hold South Africa, he needs to take this deadly serious. What's going on here? He needs to take it super serious. He cannot. He needs to move his whole fleet down, a big chunk of units next turn, or I think the game might be ours just through sheer income advantage. He can't hit this, right? No, the tanks can't blitz past Nova. I guess technically he could air raid here. Can we diversify where our planes land? Not really. I mean, if he air raids this with the US, shuck some tanks up here to take that out, so be it. So be it. But I don't think he can afford to be that greedy. Germany has a lot of units right on Moscow's doorstep. So we're kind of low on units, but so is he. I mean, he still has 41 attack power, but a lot of that's in tanks. Not many infantry left. All right. End the turn there. Really unfortunate that that sub won the 1v1 against the destroyer and lived. Kind of puts a damper on our overall strategy. I might have even bought another transport to suck up these islands, but it is what it is. We have a pretty healthy attack power lead there, 40 attack power. Huge income lead, huge amounts of income. Russia's still pretty rich, but in 2 turns, when this 6 stack gets here, these guys move up, I think the game is going to be progressively in our favor, unless something wild like he clears France, Berlin, or Karelia. I think we're in good shape. All right, that's it for now. Catch you guys next time for Germany 6. Welcome back. It's Germany 6. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. He bought a complex in Norway and bought 10 land units. He hit Alaska, lost 1, and he hit our battleship in 14. No losses, so that's a little unlucky, but oh well, I expected it to die. Let's see, Russia bought 6 units. Hit Archangel, no losses, that's unfortunate. And hit Ukraine and lost 1, so pretty lucky turn for Russia overall. They're still okay at 46 attack power. Japan's kind of slow on the advance here. He's probably going to hit here with Russia to deny me from taking Vologda. Okay, so this is a little bit of an unusual turn. So remember what I said about we're going to put pressure on his navy? We have a 94% chance on C-Zone 3 if I buy an aircraft carrier. And it's a 53 IPC positive battle, 94% chance of success. And in my mind, that is just, it's just way too juicy. Like, how can you say no to that? I know I can't say no to that, that's for sure. So, let's do it. Do I want to buy any? Maybe I'll buy an artillery because I am going to be a little low on planes after this turn. Okay, so first let's do the freebies. I guess they're not freebies, but they're... Maybe I'll only use 2 here. I think might be getting kind of desperate after this turn. Let's see. take this. We'll take this. I think I'm just going to pull back with these guys since I'm using all my planes here. I'll rendezvous up with the Libya guy and figure something out. We got really nice income, so I'm okay with doing some of this trading. Yeah, I think that's it. And I left a little note for Japan to attack there. Okay, yeah, I don't want to overtrade here too much, but because the UK is probably just going to land here and do the same thing again. And I do have to defend both of these due to the Japanese planes sitting here. So I'll just try to be a little on the cautious side. There's a lot of fuzzy math. Let's do the big battle first. Let's do the big one. It's 5 of his units versus 8 of mine. It's about average. Oh, he has aircraft carriers last. That's so nice. For us, that is. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That was garbage. Ugh. That was a bottom 20%. I lost 2 fighters more than I should have. Ugh. And the fact that I had to buy an aircraft carrier really wiped a lot of the profitability out of that fight. I'm still gonna go again. Oh, that was terrible. Really? I have to take that guy out, or he'll just get free territories. That was awful. That was awful. Okay, I'm going to pause the video here for a minute. I need to run some odds on what I need to defend France, Karelia, and these other spots. So I'm going to run those numbers and I will be back in a minute. Okay, I'm back. I crunched the numbers. I think this is what I want for the unit placement. It keeps everything pretty safe. Yeah, everything should be pretty safe. I ran the numbers again, and because of his bad defense profile, that was actually a bottom 16% chance. Oh, that hurts. That wiped away a lot of my lead, because you may say, well, Blacktide, it was still like a 30 IPC profit, but you have to remember, I sacrificed some things. I could have taken out this guy with my bomber. You know, that's an extra income, denies him this. I could have taken out Archangel. I could have done a lot of other things that I had to give up on for that attack. And now I have this big, fat, worthless aircraft carrier. Alright, well, whatever. Let's put Bozo #1 down there. Luckily, the US has no transport, so I can defend this pretty lightly. I'll have 11 units. He can hit me with 4 land units, 3 guys, and bombard. So that's, optimistically speaking, it's a 1.6% Berlin capture for him. So I guess I could put this guy up here, but I don't know. I'll just put it in Sea Zone 15. Hope he hits it. And the aircraft carrier can do something with his life. The battleship sure didn't. Alright. That was unfortunate. But yeah, the game's... We've lost a lot of our lead. The biggest thing we have going for us is that he's just ignoring Africa. Like, we could probably even take Brazil next turn if we wanted. Yeah, I think we could take Brazil. Anyway, that's it for now. Catch you guys next time for Japan 6. Welcome back. It's Japan 6. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. He bought 5 infantry and artillery and a fighter. He took Egypt for free. That's expected. Northwestern Europe, no losses. And looks like we kicked him out of Burma, which is nice. No losses in Caucasus, so nothing too out of the ordinary here. I'm still grieving over that terrible Sea Zone 3 fight, and the fact that I had to buy a carrier, but let's move on. This turn, I'm going to be buying a complex for South Africa to just keep building units there, to keep it firmly in Japanese control. I wonder if I even need to do that. He's not exactly expeditioning out there, but I think it's a reasonable move. At worst case scenario, I can just use it to build extra planes later on if it's not needed. But it will definitely be a huge pain in their butt. So he left me a 54% on India, but even though we had that really bad turn, we still have an attack power lead, and I don't think I want to take that kind of risk. Instead, I'm going to swoop around here, and I'm going to take Brazil, because he has no way to take it back. Our fleet has a 62% to survive, and I think it would be silly of him to do it. On the other hand, over here we have an 18 IPC pos. Actually, it's more than that. It's a 20 IPC positive fight here, and I would be forlorn to not take it. Of course, I'm going to be skipping Vologda and giving those back to Russia for free, but for like 20 IPCs, positive battle, I think I can stomach it. Yeah, he's only got 10 units, I have 14. Should be a wipeout. Is that everything? Brazil. It's a shame I can't take this, but the Germans will take it. And the Germans need the income more than the Japanese. They're the ones getting beaten down and losing 6 fighters. Alright. Let's do this. Nice, the AA was gentle. Got a little bit less than expected, but so did he. Oh, that was god-awful. That was god-awful. Well, I think I could be happy with that result. We made a, we made like a 29 IPC profit there, plus the 2 for killing the terror. Oh shoot, I forgot to bring in this bomber. This bomber could have fought, but I guess there is also value to be had with the bombers staying here to zone out his fleet. So maybe that wasn't a mistake. Maybe that's okay. Maybe it's not a big deal. Maybe it's not a big deal. Do I really want to move all 6 here? He could do a big fat counterattack there. I don't think it's very likely, though. I like the fighters here because it protects these German units from the Russians blitzing down and capturing here and me having no recourse. I don't quite want to stack my bombers in Karelia because there is a chance that I abandon Karelia to stack West Russia or something else next turn. I'm not completely certain yet. Maybe it is okay to put everything here. Let's see, he is 7, 8, 9. I guess it'd be 9 versus... let's plug it into the calculator, see what the calculator thinks. If I add the fighter. It's a 5.7 IPC positive battle for him. I think I'm okay giving him that. Because he has other things he has to worry about. You know, he probably wants to take West Russia, maybe wants to take Kazakh, and if I have a 5.7 IPC deficit against him, that's okay, because I'll just wipe out the tanks, and that will be more than a 5.7 IPC profit next turn. Okay, let's put these ships here. There should be no way for these guys to be targeted, and by having the destroyer and cruiser here, I can potentially transition to Alaska next turn if it seems reasonable. I'm actually really happy taking Brazil. That doesn't happen often. Guess I can remove the... What's in season 13? Oh yeah, the freebie. It'd be fun if I could land this here on the German aircraft carrier to keep it safe. I think I heard in the board game version you can do that, but I'm not quite sure how it works. Like, could you just... Do you move around? Have to move with the German aircraft carrier? Is that like getting bonus movement? It's kind of an interesting dynamic. It's nice to finally scoop some of these guys off the island. Next turn we could even go to Egypt, Transjordan. I'll probably just keep scooping islands. I have Africa pretty well in hand. The Germans should be able to take that. Well, we'll see. Maybe the Germans will move this way, allow Japan to take Egypt. I'm definitely not buying a second complex there, though, so we'll see. I don't have that fully planned out yet. It'll depend on what he does. Oh, I probably shouldn't put a bomber there. He can blitz in with his tanks. I keep forgetting how many gosh darn tanks he has. I'm a little tempted to start pooling my units to take out India because the odds are getting pretty close. But I just don't like that sort of India banking strategy because it gives Russia a lot of space. And I think with how aggressively he's trading down units, I can probably just move the Kazakh stack down to Persia and India. Some point. I'm not sure, but good rolls. Well, average rolls really, but average is good when you're ahead. Average is bad enough when you're not ahead. And I think I am ahead despite that terrible C-Zone 3 fight. He really shouldn't be giving me a free Africa. I don't know why he's doing that. It's giving me so much income and making United Kingdom toothless. Okay. Happy little complex there. I'm not going to have a full load next turn, but I can move that AA gun and it'll do something. Not as good as an infantry, but we'll make it work. All right, let's look at the scoreboard. We have a modest lead, but it's before the U.S. Russian double turn. But I think UK is the problem. He's just way poorer than they should be at this point in the game. Alrighty, well that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time for Germany 7. Welcome back, it's Germany 7. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. We got him to do pretty much a full fleet buy here. He only bought 1 infantry, and where did he put that? In Norway, yeah. So this is a big win in my mind. You know, taking Brazil here, forcing the US back. I think this has been very effective. And we cut their income down by 3. It's nothing to snub your nose at. So I am going... Oh yeah, let's look at what he did for combat. Algeria. Russia bought 6 land units. Took Kazakh. Wow, he's taking it really light. He used to be trading super aggressively. Now he's tippy-tapping here with 1 unit. Yeah, doing 1 unit in West Russia. He's really trying to hold on for the long game. Okay, so here's the good news. Japan finally has enough infantry to where we should be able to trade all of these territories each turn. So that's a big plus. Japan should be able to hold Africa pretty cleanly with all of these bombers I'm going to funnel into France, and this navy here just being a general nuisance. So I think we're in a very winning position. So I'm just going to buy a bunch of infantry. I'm going to try to retain my... do I want to hit it with that many units? It's probably okay. I'm sending this tank in here just to have a little bit more flexibility, you know, in terms of retreating. Let's take Belgian Congo. Let's retake Egypt. And if he moves his stack down here with the US next turn, we should be able to hit him with some planes as well. And I think that's it. My goal with Germany now is just to hold on. Japan is gonna... Japan and Germany, Astros, are gonna be way ahead in income. As long as we can keep him out of Africa, just the income gap should be overwhelming. And I just need to maintain the status quo. Oh, one moment. I'm going to blitz from Archangel to Karelia because German income is more valuable than Japanese income. Germany needs to weather the storm. As long as Germany has enough units to hold Karelia, France, and Berlin, you're going to win the game eventually with Japan. So making Germany richer is better than Japan being rich. Took it. It's nice. That's going to force Russia to trade this back. Maybe I shouldn't have taken this with 2 units. I don't know. I'm feeling a little frisky because he can't keep his UK Navy here because I have 6 fighters and 2 bombers. Yeah, I have 8 planes. staring down at him, so he's probably not going to want to... Probably not going to want to go there. Okay, let's send some units here, some units there. These guys can go back up. I'm going to keep the best of my ability. I want Berlin to be very safe. Oh, I don't really need to run numbers because USA has no chance on their own. They can only hit with 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units. And if I see UK suicide into Germany, I'll just fly these planes back and they should be no chance. So I'm not gonna even run the odds. I'm just gonna vastly over defend everything. I'm not afraid of these units being hit. Let's move a guy down into West Russia to make Russia work for their income. In fact, he's trading me so tepidly, I'm a little tempted to send 2, but yeah, why the heck? No, I'll just send 1. I won't be too greedy. I can send more in with Japan as I surround Russia next turn. Let's see. Let's take this aircraft carrier. I'm going to send it here. I absolutely don't care if it dies. This aircraft carrier has no purpose in life. It will probably never have the grace to have German planes land on top of it. If it gets a hit back on a destroyer, I would be happy. Do I really need 2 extra infantry there? I mean, maybe I'll send 1. It's fine. I'm just going to over-defend everything. I'm feeling in a very dominating position, and I just want everything to be very safe. Okay, put the fighter there. We should be good. And from this point, 50 IPCs turn 7. Ooh, that's juicy. From this turn on, we should start seeing our attack power lead should start just growing, because I'm making... I'm obvious... Well, it might... We'll see what it stabilizes at, but I'm making 102 IPCs a turn. And they're at 60... 70, yeah, they're like 69 IPCs. No, 79 IPCs. Like we're, I don't. Yeah, they're making way less than us. So I just need to sit back, maintain the status quo, and our income lead should just barrel over them, hopefully. So that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for Japan 7. Welcome back, it's Japan 7. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. 4 infantry and a fighter. Look at that impoverished United Kingdom. Let's do our best to make them even poorer. Alright, so... For combat, he took Northwestern Europe, no losses. Huh. Only did 2 units in a bombard. That was dicey, but it worked out for him. He decided to hit the aircraft carrier. I don't know why. That aircraft carrier wasn't doing anything, but he got it for free, and he lost 1 in Burma, so pretty great turn for him, all things considered. This turn I was considering... I had a lot of things to consider. I had to consider this fleet. I had to consider if I wanted to go after Alaska. If I wanted to take the submarine with a battleship or something. I had a lot of options. But what I decided, you know, I could also stack my Air Force here. He gave me a 96% on India next turn, and I think it would just be rude of me not to take that sort of chance. So... that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just going to purchase for an India attack. And I'm buying a destroyer, which seems a little strange, but I want to buy it for 27 to shoo away the US submarines that he's been purchasing. These guys are going to land here. Let's go ahead and take this guy out with these aircraft carrier and bomber. It'd be safer with the battleship, but if I take the battleship away, my odds of taking India go down from a 96 to a 94. I don't know. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine to do that. Maybe I'm just being too cautious here. I don't have any odds here. I was tempted to sweep in and hit this, but not good odds. He protected it just enough to make it a bad looking idea. I'm tempted to just exclude that fighter and land it in Burma for even better Burma odds. I think that's exactly what I'll do. Alright, let's go with this. Hurts to give up on Alaska. I brought just enough units to get a 1 round on him. Okay. Let's give back the USA, Brazil. I think they're probably missing it. Put the fighters here to be in range. This guy's there. You can go there. I have to bring in infantry back. I want to be a little careful of where I place these bombers because I don't want him tank blitzing into me. Same with this fighter. I want it to be in range of India next turn. If I go here, I guess Russia could technically whack it. I'll put it here. If he wants to risk Russian fighters to give him like a fraction of a % better odds, then so be it. He shouldn't be able to blitz here with Russia because I have how many am I sending down? 1. Yeah, that's the correct amount. Let's move this battleship down here to protect the transports. Nothing should be able to reach here. Yeah, there's no bombers. These guys can reach India. This can reach India. I'll probably want to protect this with Germany if possible. It's really nice that there's just nothing coming in to pressure Karelia, and I can just overstack everything, rebuild my plane count. I think we're just at a dominating position here. We're just too rich. And once you take India, that's not good for them. Okay. Yeah, I originally was planning to dead zone this or say, hey, if you take this back, I'll just recapture it, but I think India is more important than Brazil. And he gave me, well, I guess he didn't really have much choice in giving me the opportunity to take India. I just have too many darn planes. I kind of grinded him down to the point where he doesn't have a lot left. I could place this here in Egypt, but I don't want to allow the UK to air raid it. This is the most likely place to survive. He can only air raid this with Russia, which is he's unlikely to do. And we'll just pack some units around Russia to put the fear of God in them. Say, hey, don't you think about stacking anything, because I have a lot of planes. I'll smack you down. Okay, I think this looks reasonable. I'll just leave these guys here in case I want to bring them down. That there. Put the artillery here to give me some more teeth to recapture Brazil if that's what I want to do. I'm not a big fan of artillery in general, but they do have their purposes and uses depending on, you know, what faction you are. As Japan, I usually only like making artillery when I own Caucasus and I'm about to take Moscow. So, alright, that's that. Yeah, you can see our attack power lead is starting to get ridiculous. I mean, just look at the income. We're at 105. And the allies, I mean, Russia's at 18, but I highly doubt they're going to have 18 at the end of their next turn. Well, maybe they will, since they know I'm going for India, but yeah, they're 60. I'll round up and say they're 80, but they're actually far less than that. So yeah, we just need to maintain the status quo, and we should get more and more ahead. And with India, that should be the knockout blow. So my job as Germany is to give them below a 1% chance to take Moscow from here on out. Or not Moscow, Berlin. So I'm just going to try to super stack everything and play a very safe reserved game from here on out. Alright, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for Germany 8. Welcome back. It's Germany 8. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. He bought 3 transports, 2 infantry, and a bomber as the allies. And we still got Brazil. You saw the dead zone there. Well, it's kind of a dead zone. If he really forced it, I probably would just go for India. But still a win in my book. No combat. Russia, 2 tanks, 2 infantry. It's interesting that he bought tanks. Took Caucasus, lost 2 Archangel. No losses in Kazakh. No losses with Logda. Wow, he traded a lot. I don't know if that... I guess that was a pretty good turn for him overall. He killed quite a few units. And a lot of them were kind of middling battles, but... Anyway, I'm just going to buy more infantry. I'm going to keep working on building my plane stacks up. I wonder if I can stack both of these spots. Can I stack both? Probably can. He doesn't have that many units, honestly. Could probably afford to send 2 units there. Can I actually stack both of these? He has 6. Ah, no. He has a lot of fighters here. He has an awful lot of fighters. Okay, and let's take the free Transjordan. That's my favorite price to pay for things. Nothing. And we'll see if we can get a victory city win against them next turn. If we don't, that's fine too. We're good either way. Wonder why he bought tanks. Was he planning on blitzing back to India? Because, I don't know. Tanks just seems like a weird purchase by Russia. Oof. Well, mixed round there. Let's move these guys up to see if we can chase him out of Africa. I'm going to put most of my Air Force in Karelia. There is a risk of him going for it. What can he hit Berlin with? He can hit it with 2 infantry and a fighter. That's not terribly scary. Yeah, he really doesn't have much. Yeah, the US has no transport, so he can at most hit me with 5 units. Let's just plug that into the calculator for the lulz. Yeah, below 0.1%, so I'm not too concerned about that. Let's see, this, I don't think I even need to run the numbers on this. This should be rock solid. Yeah, he can do a 6 plus 6. Well, maybe it's not as rock solid as I think. Let's see, US can hit with 4 infantry, artillery, tank. How many of these fighters? 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess he can hit with 6 of them, hypothetically, if UK captures northwestern Europe. How many units would I have there? I'll just say I'll have 17. I'll just say 16, just to assume he does. Yeah, the odds are pretty low. Maybe I'll add an extra 2 units there. And we'll put AA dies second. Okay, I think this is... Yeah, if I add 2 units, his odds of capture below 1%. Okay. Alright. Guess I could add the AA gun there too for double penalty if he wants to YOLO it. Okay. Yeah, the attack The income lead is just gross. I can't believe he let me keep Africa the entire game. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's like me getting 3 infantry and extra every turn and him getting 3 less. Just a gross amount of income that should have never been allowed. Alright, well that's it for now. Catch you next time for Japan 8. Welcome back. It is Japan 8. Let's take a look at what CommanderCom did. But a fighter and 3 infantry. What is his income? Oh. 18. It's kind of fun to watch the United Kingdom that impoverished. Let's see. He hit Northwestern Europe and he hit Baltic. Nothing too exciting there. Looks like we got good hit backs, but what were his attacks even? Yeah, pretty tight attacks with how many fighters he has. So this turn I have a 95% on India. And so this game, most likely speaking, is if I capture it and I don't get a bottom 5%, I'm probably just going to win because his odds here, here in France, they're all below 1% capture. So the most likely event where I don't win instantly is I attack India, I get my butt handed to me. What do I do then? So in this case, I'm not planning for success, I'm planning for failure. And if I fail, I'll want to get more transports here from Japan to scoot over, you know, and start dropping guys off because he's being a little frisky over here, and I'd like to have more units pumping into the mainland if I get diced. So I'm buying 7 infantry, 2 fighters, and 2 transports, and the transports are going to be here in case things go south. So without further ado, let's do the big attack. Hold on, I miscalculated. I forgot about this bomb right here. My odds are 99% capture. 99% capture. Did I miss? Ah, I did miss a bomber. Okay, let's also hit Novosibirsk because why not? All right, 99% capture. Let's rock. That was so bad. I'm taking a screenshot of that. Wow. Oh, it's even better than 99%. He has AA second to last. Okay. All right, we got it. What result was that? Minus 56. We got exactly average, probably because his AAs missed in the first round. So, I guess despite that terrible first roll, it all worked out in the end. Okay, let's see. Do I want to move these guys up. What do I want? I guess... Oh, you can hit here with 4 units. Yeah, I probably don't want to move these guys up on the transport just yet. I'll just let these people park here. Didn't really have a big grand plan for them. I guess fighters that can reach can go here to rejoin up with that navy in Dead Zone 22. I don't really want to keep these guys in range of 7 tanks, so... I guess I'll just park them there. I suppose it doesn't matter all that much. Guess I can go to guy here to be annoying with Alaska. And I think the game's probably going to be over this round, but it doesn't hurt to plan in advance. And I put my Germans to bomber first. Bomber dies first in case he YOLOs Karelia, because either I win, or if he goes for this, having the bomber die first will give us a little bit extra edge. You know, in case he gets that sub 1% result, his odds of getting it are just a little bit lower. Okay. I think that's fine. Look at that. Perfect logistics here. All right. Hopefully that's the win, but we will see. All right, that's it for now. See you guys next time for... Well, maybe I won't see you next time for Germany 9. We'll see. All right. Well, looks like we got the VC win. Let's take a look at what happened. Looks like he went after Karelia, and we skunked him as we should have. Actually, he hit us a little bit harder than expected, but yeah, that's was kind of a no-win for him there. Yeah, I'm pretty happy about how we played this game. I feel my opponent made a lot of mistakes, though. Like, he gave us like several 20+ IPC positive battles. He let us keep Africa for pretty much the entire game, and that's just a ridiculous amount of income. You know, poor United Kingdom can only afford 5 infantry a turn. Like, it's... Yeah. But, yeah, I thought we were in a lot of trouble after that Russia one where he had that perfect strafe there. Not perfect, but he only lost 2. That's a huge win for him. So really happy about how it turned out. Well played by my opponent. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, I would greatly appreciate it. Yeah, this is the semifinals of the team game series, and it's looking like we're probably going to go into the finals, which is good. Yeah, well, anyway, thank you everyone for watching. If you want to comment, it's really appreciated. I love reading your guys' comments. And if you want to see the videos early, go ahead and get that YouTube membership, and you can see all the videos ahead of time. along with a handful of exclusive videos as well. All right, well, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time. Blacktide out.